Now I'm going to demonstrate how to wrap a straight handle casting rod. First thing you're going to want to do is open the package at the bottom, slide the rod wrap out, and then you're going to see a black piece of finishing tape wrapped around the rod wrap. First thing you do is slide that off, and then you want to get the finishing tape open before you do your wrap. And there's a little piece of scotch tape on there that you need to remove. And then on the back where the backing is, there's a pre-cut slit which makes it easy to get the backing off with one hand after you finish applying the rod wrap. And then the rod wrap itself, on one end it has a little tag, and when you peel that up you take off all the clear cellophane before you do your wrap. And then you're going to see that the grip itself has two tapered ends. It doesn't matter which end you start with, but you do need to make sure that you wrap with the rod wrap logo up to your hand. The back side of the rod wrap has no logo on it, so the logo side goes up when you're wrapping. There's no adhesive on the back of rod wrap, so you have to hold it in place when you start your wrap or it will unravel. It's not tape. You're going to take one of your tapered ends to the bottom of the handle. You're going to hold it in place with one finger, turn the rod, stretch, and overlap that tapered end, and then you just start angling your wraps as you go up the handle. And all you need to do is lay down about 1/8 of an inch overlap on each wrap. And you're going to stretch it just tight enough so you don't have any loose wraps or wrinkles. Don't be afraid to stretch it when you need to. And on casting rods, when I'm casting with them all day, I like to cover and wrap over the reel seat. Even when you have a blank through on the handle, rod wrap is so thin, you're not going to lose any sensitivity. You're going to feel everything through the grip. And when you get up to the bottom of the threads or the top of the reel seat right here, you're going to hold the rod and the rod wrap in one hand, and then you're going to apply the reel to the reel seat and cinch it in place. And as you're doing this, rod wrap is so thin once again that it's going to stretch the rod wrap back in underneath the back of the reel seat as you're cinching it in place. And then from there you're going to tag it with your finger right at the bottom underneath the reel, slide it under the front of the low profile casting reel, keep winding your way up the handle. We're applying a large here to a 6'10" jig rod, and it's a little bit long for this rod handle, so you can either trim it off when you get to the end or do what I'm doing here, which is use up a lot of material at the bottom of the foregrip. When you come to the end, the other taper comes into place and lays down your last wrap, which happens to be the same diameter as the finishing tape, so that you finish up nice and clean. To apply the finishing tape, take the tag end off, and do not stretch the finishing tape as you're applying it. And also, do not take all the backing off and then try to apply the tape. Take the backing off as you're applying the finishing tape, and the finishing tape will stay on there as long as you need it to. And that's how you wrap a casting rod handle.